right, welcome everybody to our November podcast, Behind the Lines. Got a great one in store for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about broadband. We're going to talk a little bit about payment changes and some new options there. But first, we're joined by crew leaders Eric Yarbrough and Tommy Reed, and of course, CEO Brian Clark. And
good morning, guys. Thank y'all for coming in this morning.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
We're going to talk about storm restoration, where you guys have been. Hurricane Zeta, and y'all were down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Right. Yes, sir.
What was that like?
It was pretty tore up. I mean, it's widespread damage, several broken poles, a lot of wire down, tree damage. Of course, it was, typical hurricane where it was, far as, like widespread damage. Their system was real narrow and long, and it basically got hit from one end to the other. So, we had our work cut out for us for sure.
Like Eric said before, we didn't have to deal with a whole lot of water and flood damage this time, like we do some other times. But hey, I agree with him. The whole system got wiped out. It was a lot of home damage, a lot of trees in the road and stuff. We got down there fairly early on this one, and when we got started, it was just main circuit feeders out of a substation, and between the crew he had and the crew I had, we got on the entire substation farm within about 3 or 4 days.
Y'all were staying in a hotel, you said, but there was sort of a condition for y'all could get settled. What was that?
That's right. When we first got there, they didn't really have a place for us to stay, and so they give us a list of poles, and they said, if y'all want to stay somewhere nice, you might want to start with this one. It was a C8, broke up in a bad right of way, a bunch of trees in the way, and we went in there and we worked late that night. We worked till about 10:30 that night and changed out a double circuit pole and then that C8 and got that breaker on in the substation, and that heated up the hotel where we could have us a hot shower and a bed to lay down in.
Good. But that was nice.
Priorities.
Very much nice. Very nice.
So busy storm season. That's the third hurricane that we've responded to. The second one that you guys have responded to, as with your crews, you were in North Florida Panhandle, Escambia for Hurricane Sally. What was the difference there?
It was more, Florida is kind of I compare it to our Noxubee County area, where it's more farmland, large fields, and, a lot of rural line. And Sally was, it was a bad enough storm, but there in their territory, the way it's set up, they have around, 12,000 meters, I think. So, versus where Singing River had 60,000 or, something like that. So, their whole, we worked, when we were in J at Escambia, we worked their whole territory where, to cover those 12,000 meters, because I think at one point they were mostly all out.
Right.
So when we showed up, we split up, and we went to here, there, trying to get the main feeders, the 3-phase, and the most customers the quickest. And as it came together, we ended up being all over their territory, whereas it, down on the coast, Singing River, we kind of stayed in one area. Because it was, the damage was so widespread and their territory took such a hit. We were in one little area on either side of the highway, and we had plenty to do, just in that area. So that was the difference for me.
That's right. And also Escambia, they put us on some lines that they said they thought would take us 2 days because they were, a mess, and they were, kind of off the road. But thanks to our equipment at Fort County, we have some of the best equipment around, and we were able to reach some of those poles that they couldn't reach, and we got that line on in, I think, about 4 or 5 hours,
right.
Eric?
Right.
But they thought we'd be there for 2 days, and we got it back on. But when we go off, we try to work real hard and make Fort County look good. We step it up a notch, and all of us pull a little harder. Of course, you're working longer days, and that's wearing on you, but we really try to stand out and do a good job, because one of the things I think about is how would I want my wife and children to be? You know, would I want somebody to really step it up and get it here if they were out of power? So that's kind of my mindset when we go somewhere else.
Yeah. And I appreciate Tommy, Eric, both of y'all going. What the audience may not be aware of is the fact that when y'all leave to go serve other people, you're missing life at home. You're missing your kids, and they're getting up and going to school and maybe trying to go hunting and fishing without you, and you're missing that part of their life. So thank y'all for putting that on hold to go serve other people. And also what people may not realize is both of y'all are in management. Y'all have got guys underneath you that you're training to become journeyman linemen. You've got guys that you're worried about their safety when you're on the road and equipment. You've got a lot on you when you're down there. And I thank y'all for the position y'all play at Fort County and serving the members.
Yes, sir. And you know, his boys are getting on up in age, and my boys are 13 and 14, and it makes them proud that I'm going to help other people.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
They got a servant's heart, you know, in both of them as well.
Yeah, they understand, you know, what we do.
Good.
And that's a good thing.
Well, I appreciate y'all for doing it.
No doubt.
Anytime, anywhere. Let's go.
Well, let's rest a little bit before we go to the next one.
I'm with you on that one.
I'll agree.
That's right. Hope you all have a very happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be back to talk about payment options and broadband. Just a minute. Stay with us.
Did you know that trees and tree branches are one of the leading causes of power outages? That's why Fort County's right-of-way program is hard at work, trimming and cutting trees, not only to help prevent outages, but to make it safer and faster to restore outages when they do occur. When Fort County is trimming in your area, you'll be alerted by an automated call, and you'll be contacted before we do any work at your home or business. We're working hard to keep the lights on and our members satisfied. Visit our website, email us at tree@fortcounty.org, or call 1-800-431-1544 for more information.
All right, we're back. Going to talk about some exciting stuff. Broadband.
Yes, sir.
Boy, we are blowing and going with broadband,
We are
aren't we?
fast. You know, our initial plan was probably to wait till in the spring, and when the legislature, of course, y'all have talked about that before, but when the legislature gave us some grant money to get moving, man, we had to get moving fast. We got a lot going on in Clay County. If you're in Clay County, that's where we started. We have a lot of crews stringing fiber right now. So if you are west of West Point, reach out to us. John's been reaching out to a lot of people. We'll be signing people up very soon.
That's right. Information's been going out through the mail. I've had some of my guys out there going door to door, talking to folks. We've had a lot of positive response on that, so we're really excited about how well this project's going to do. And, of course, then we'll soon be moving to north of Choctaw County.
Yes.
And then eventually into the Brooksville, North Noxubee County area. And hopefully have all that stuff done by midsummer, right?
Yes, I would just say two things. First, reach out to us and let us know if you're interested in getting FastNet services at your house or business. And second, just be patient with us because we're coming.
That's right. We will be there. Got to start somewhere, and it is going to take a little while to get to everybody, but that is our hope and our plan. To bring that out to the entire service territory once we get done with these first projects. So very excited about that.
Before you move on, John, I want to do a shout out and a thank you to John. John's done a lot of work marketing and getting some legs underneath the marketing side of FastNet. John came up with the name. Thank you, John. You're doing a good job marketing FastNet. I appreciate
that, and it's a really exciting, neat thing to be doing, and you can tell just by talking to people how excited they are, what a difference this is going to make to the service territory and to the membership.
Yes, sir.
This is a big deal.
Yes,
it
is.
And it's really exciting. I'm proud to be a part of it, and thank you. We do have information. You can call us at our 800 number, 1-800-431-1544. You can email us, or you can check out our website, which should be live in a couple weeks, www.4cfastnet.com. We'll have information on there, whether you're eligible, when you'll be eligible. You can sign up if you are eligible, and of course, other information about the products and pricing and all that stuff. So broadband's coming. Just be patient, as Brian said. And then finally, we've got some payment changes that we're going to be doing.
Yes.
Minimum payment. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. One of our goals, we've talked about it in the past, one of our biggest goals is to always look for ways to be more efficient. And that's in anything we manage at Fort County. It's in how we conduct ourselves in business, and it's how we offer payment options to our members. And with that being said, credit card fees are one line item in the budget every year that just get higher and higher, and how much we have to pay in fees. And we know, I use my debit card or credit card for just about everything. We know a lot of people, it's convenient for them, but it is a behind the scenes cost to the electric cooperative, and we want to try to mitigate some of that. So a couple of things we're looking at. One is we're going to encourage people to go bank draft. About 30% of our membership's doing bank draft, and we have an incentive for people that want to sign up for bank draft. So if you're interested in that, call our call center, call John, talk about getting on bank draft. We'll make it worth your time. But if you do like using your credit card and debit card, with those costs going up, we are going to institute a minimum payment. We did not want to start penalizing people financially for using their debit card or credit card, but we do realize that there are people that pay. We had somebody pay 6 cents the other day on a card. So those costs are behind the scenes, and we want to just put a minimum payment to where people won't charge such a small amount. And I think the average usage of a day for electricity is about $5.
That's right.
So if you charge 6 cents, you're likely going to be charging another charge later that morning. So be aware of the $10 minimum that we're going to institute on debit card and credit card payments.
That's right. And I think it's important to point out too that the $10 is there's all of that money goes to your account.
Yes.
It's just you have to pay at least $10 on your power bill. And we're doing that because we don't want to have to charge those transaction fees
Yes.
for credit cards or for kiosk transaction fees. So we're just doing this to hopefully mitigate having to move and actually charge you or charge the member for using some of those payment platforms. So it's not a penalty. It's just something to protect all of us. And we appreciate your patience with us on that and understanding why we're doing that. And then finally, speaking of payments, we've got another way to pay. It's called PayGo, and we're
Yes.
setting that up. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you might have to remind me all the options, but I know Dollar General was the big one we were trying to target, because in our communities, remember we're in parts of 9 counties, you can't go very far without being at a Dollar General. They're very convenient. My wife and I use them a lot. So PayGo is an app on your phone that you can use the barcode on a bill, that we're going to start putting barcode on bills. And you can go into a Dollar General, and when you check out with your items, you can pay your power bill off that barcode. John, you may have more logistics behind the scenes on that. I think there's some other locations that use PayGo. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but the biggest one was Dollar General. Just be aware when you go do that, with PayGo, there is a $1.50 charge when you use that. It's not a 4-county charge. That payment does not come back to 4 county. That is a charge instituted by PayGo, so just be aware of that.
That's right. It's a convenience fee for being able to pay your bill at some of these retailers, and so it is Dollar General. It's also Family Dollar, and there's several of those in the area, and CVS. So basically, if you're in any of those stores and you want to multiply your efficiency, you can pay your bill while
Yes.
you're picking up groceries or doing whatever you want to do. And it is a cash only app, so you cannot pay with a credit card and you cannot pay with a check, but you can pay with cash there so Dollar General, Family Dollar, CVS will be printing barcodes on the bill, so you can have that with you, and just they'll scan it at the register and take your cash payment, and easy peasy.
Yes, sir. We're trying to serve you in more ways and give you more options to pay your bill.
That's right, because everybody's so busy, and the old ways are changing.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for those new, more convenient, more efficient ways to do things. Well, that's about it.
Yeah.
For this holiday edition of Behind the Lines.
As we wrap up, I would just like to say Thanksgiving's next week. I'm very thankful for a lot of things. One is there's a gentleman in this room that you don't get to see. He puts up all the equipment. If you could see in this room, there's multiple cameras, there's multiple logistics in pulling this off and uploading and editing video and software. David Kilpatrick is our manager of IT. David, thank you for the work you do to get these podcasts out. Y'all, I know myself sometimes take all the blessings we have for granted. I'm thankful for our team at 4 County. I'm thankful for you, our members. We're blessed to provide you the services we provide. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll talk to you next month.